Let's jump right in. We are looking at a place that is the ultimate paradox. A nation that somehow weaves these deep, ancient traditions right into the cutting edge of futuristic life. It is a place of just breathtaking resilience and staggering beauty.
But here is the massive question we have to ask. How does a country that is literally geographically cursed with non-stop earthquakes and historically scarred by the sheer devastation of nuclear warfare, how does it rise up to become the fourth largest economy on the entire planet? I mean, it sounds impossible, right? Well, the answer is going to completely reframe how you think about resilience.
So, what is the secret of the rising sun? Let's figure it out.
To really get Japan, you first have to understand the extreme constraints of its geography. We're talking about an isolated archipelago out in East Asia, 4 main islands, thousands of smaller ones. But here's the kicker. 70% of the land is heavily mountainous and covered in dense forests. That leaves less than 30% of the land actually habitable. Think about that. This intense reality basically forced an absolute masterpiece of urban planning. They squeezed over 37 million people into the greater Tokyo area alone, making it one of the largest, most efficient urban centers in human history.
And that brings us to how they turned constant disasters into relentless development. Look back at 1945. The country faced absolute, unimaginable devastation with the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. But look at the sheer speed of this recovery. By 1947, they had formed a new constitution. By 1952, complete independence. And then, through nothing but sheer, uncompromising hard work and non-stop innovation, they skyrocketed into a global powerhouse. I mean, it is literally a phoenix rising from the ashes. But you know, history isn't their only adversary. They are right on the ring of fire. Japan literally sits on shifting tectonic plates, meaning they get thousands of earthquakes a year. We're talking devastating events like the 1923 Kanto and the 2011 earthquakes, plus the constant, looming threat of tsunamis. But instead of giving up, what did? They innovated. They built the world's most robust disaster management systems, incredible earthquake-proof architecture, and they run rigorous survival drills in literally every school and office.
Which brings us to a pretty towering number, 3,776 meters. That is the height of the iconic Mount Fuji. It is absolutely breathtaking. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a profoundly sacred symbol in the Shinto religion. But we can never forget that beneath that serene, snow-capped peak, it is actually a sleeping, active volcano. A beautiful, but very constant reminder of nature's power.
Okay, let's fast forward to the technology of the future.
The contrast here is just wild. On one side, you have these tranquil, 600-year-old traditions, homes with bamboo tatami mats, elegant kimonos. Yet right there on the exact same islands, you have the Shinkansen, bullet trains rocketing people across the country at a dizzying 320 kilometers per hour. You've got actual highways engineered to pass directly through the middle of skyscrapers in Osaka and their very own highly advanced space agency, JAXA. It's like two different timelines existing at once.
And their engineering, it has quietly shaped our daily lives for decades. From the electric rice cookers in your kitchen to the LCD screens in your living room, right down to the original Walkman that totally changed how we listen to music. But what's truly fascinating to me is how their tech solves highly specific cultural problems. Out of space? Boom, capsule hotels, these miniature, hyper-efficient sleeping pods. Deep respect for time? They automate everyday tasks with 24/7 vending machines on every single corner selling literally everything. Plus advanced robots that cook, clean, and even care for patients.
But we have to talk about the dark side of this rapid advancement. Japanese work culture is famously intensely disciplined. It prioritizes extreme loyalty and teamwork. But man, it comes at a heavy cost. There is actually a recognized term, karoshi, which means death caused by overwork. It's a very sobering reality of the intense pressure and the massive overtime hours that fueled their economic miracle, and it's something the government is now actively trying to reform.
So, that leads us right into this massive, mind-bending contradiction. How do the hardest working, most stressed people on Earth also boast some of the highest life expectancies globally? Seriously, how does that work? Well, if you're enjoying this explainer so far, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now, because the answer to this longevity paradox is probably going to change how you look at your own health and lifestyle.
Let's look into their culture and the secret to a long life.
It turns out their actual longevity formula starts with a diet that's remarkably low in red meat, leaning heavily into fish, soy, and fresh vegetables. Then they pair that with a deeply active daily life, Walking is just the primary mode of transit for everyone, but it goes way beyond the physical. Have you ever heard of forest bathing? It's this beautiful traditional practice of spending very mindful time out in nature to dramatically lower stress and improve mental health. And tying the whole thing together, deep, respectful social connections.
And that communal respect, it starts incredibly young. It's what drives their staggering 99% literacy rate. You see, their education system doesn't just teach math and science. It teaches profound independence and morality. We're talking about 6-year-old kids walking to school in groups without parents. They clean their own classrooms every day. They serve each other lunch. They are learning the value of time, community, and respect literally from day one.
That deep communal respect is also tied right into their faith. And what's absolutely incredible here is the total harmony of religions. Shintoism, their ancient indigenous religion, teaches that spirits, or kami, live right there in nature, in the mountains, the trees, the rivers. And when Buddhism arrived via Korea, it didn't replace Shintoism, it just beautifully merged with it. So today, you will find Shinto shrines and Buddhist temples peacefully sharing the exact same mountains and forests. No conflict, just harmony.
And from that very spiritual bedrock, these iconic cultural pillars just grew and flourished. Sumo wrestling, for example, isn't just a sport. It actually started as a Shinto ritual to entertain the gods. Then you have the legendary, highly disciplined samurai and the stealthy ninjas. You've got the Geisha, who are rigorous artists of music, peace, and etiquette, and of course, the 16th century matcha tea ceremony. Guys, it is not just about drinking tea. It is a profound, incredibly deliberate exercise in devotion, inner peace, and mutual respect.
All right, so let's talk about taking this amazing journey yourself. Because if you travel there, that contrast we've been talking about is wildly vivid. You could literally start your day standing under the massive neon lights of Tokyo, take a quick train straight into the past to walk among Kyoto's 2,000+ ancient temples, and then by evening, you're eating the most incredible street food in Osaka's vibrant Dotonbori district. You can pay your deep respects at the Peace Memorial in Hiroshima, or hike the wild volcanic landscapes of Hokkaido. It is honestly like traveling through time itself. Now, for our viewers in India who are maybe planning this epic journey, let's get into some highly actionable info. The absolute best times to visit are during the spring cherry blossoms, or when the autumn leaves are turning. It is just gorgeous. You'll be about 3.5 hours ahead of Indian Standard Time. The exchange rate is actually very favorable right now, hovering around 0.55 rupees to the yen. Yes, you will need a visa, but with direct flights out of major hubs like Delhi, Mumbai, and Bengaluru, it's honestly more accessible than ever.
And when you come back, you get to bring home real pieces of this culture. Not just cheap souvenirs, but art. Authentic matcha tea, those wild, hyper-unique Kit Kat flavors you can only get there, beautifully crafted traditional kimonos, elegant Kyoto ceramics, and stunning Ryukyu glass from Okinawa. Oh, and of course, elegant Japanese chopsticks. Fun fact, giving chopsticks is deeply valued as a cultural sign of respect.
Which really brings this whole explainer full circle to one incredibly powerful thought. Japan is, quite literally, a nation that bows in deep respect to its ancient past, while riding a bullet train directly into the future. It is the ultimate story of surviving the absolute worst of history and nature, only to turn around and build an advanced, highly respectful, and wildly fascinating society. So, I'm gonna leave you with this final thought. When are you gonna step onto the islands of the rising sun and experience this ultimate paradox for yourself? Until you do, I wish you yoi tabio. Have a great trip. If you felt inspired by this explainer today, please go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. There is a whole world of incredible stories waiting for you right here. Thanks so much for hanging out, and I will catch you next time.